Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Critically Drinking, where we are having a 1v1 with AR Stratusbyrde of What Manosphere versus Manosphere. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him up at this moment. Hello, sir. Oh, you got sound effects.
Got sound now, man. My
Sound
ringtone.
effects. Yo.
My
How you
fault.
feeling today, man?
I'm doing great, man. Little weirdness up in the YouTube space, but I'm doing
Yeah.
great. You? I appreciate having me,
Man.
man.
I'm glad for you. I'm so glad that you took the opportunity to come on this platform to allow me to interview you because I do want to try to diversify my skill set, and you were very supportive of that. So I definitely want to thank you for your time. I'm going to first acknowledge our sponsors. We have the Yellow Pill Coffee Co. coming out of Chicago, Illinois. If life gives you lemons, make coffee. And for Midwest regional product, carbonated water. Again, if you can't caffeinate, you need to hydrate. All right. So again, shout out to the sponsors over at Yellow Pill Coffee Co. Man, and I wanted to definitely do something for you, AR, because I know this week in particular has been pretty hard on you. It's not even just the YouTube streets; it's the world at large, man. It's turned against you. The dynamics of the gender war, manosphere versus womanosphere, has really put you in a tailspin. So, because you agreed to do this interview, I went out of my way to do something special for you and reach out to somebody that you love, and they sent you this message. Okay, hold on one second.
We had an African American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan, great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what I'm. Oh, look at my African American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man. So I reached out to Trump, and he was like, "Yeah, I know that African American guy. Yeah, he's real supportive, and I like that guy. And I want to find out what's up with him. So he's going to be watching the interview today to find out what's been going on with you, his African American man. So hopefully that lifts your spirits just a little bit, man.
Yeah, no, man. I appreciate. Yeah,
Yeah,
salute to
man.
Trump. Yeah, Trump. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for blessing us with you creating Donald Trump. I really believe you use your workings of the Father, the Holy Spirit, to come together and to create Donald Trump. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that we've got that that small acknowledgement of your best friend and in the world, Donald Trump, out of the way. You know what I'm saying? I figured that might lift your spirits just a little bit. I did want to jump into the questions because we do have quite a bit of them for you today. But the first and most important questions, and I have three of them, are: how are you feeling in this moment? Do you need anything from me? And how much time do you have for me today?
Well, me being a black man, I don't have a job. So typically I have all day, Nah, but I have, for you, man, it's all good. 3 hours, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
How am I feeling? I'm feeling, I have to if you want me to be really honest, I do believe um I feel like with my channel in particular, I don't feel appreciated.
Okay.
I do feel that it's starting to affect my mental health, I believe,
Mm,
especially with this whole Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Excuse me, not necessarily because of them too. I think because of I think black men do try their best. Not all, I get it. But I know I say a lot of racist jokes and stuff like that against our own people, but I do believe black men, as I'm outside walking, I see the sanitation, I see the sweeping, I see the grocery stores, I see black men that are out there working, the transit workers, and I know that most of the paycheck doesn't go to them because they don't have the greatest gear on. And I think they do work hard and try to provide for their families. I do believe that. And this past week, I felt like we're not appreciated by our own, So yeah, so it just,
it's weighing on you.
I think so. I think I'm taking it a little bit too personal.
Okay. But I don't. Man, I have a hard time with like too personal like if it's landing on you that way, it's landing on you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's either something that, again, like something you need to develop within yourself so that it doesn't, or there's something like a mission that you're supposed to fulfill in the world, and that's calling you towards it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
either it's pointing out a flaw in yourself or a flaw in the world, and either way, it's your work to go and attack that problem. You know what I'm saying? So I see like I used to listen to this doctor, and he talked about pain is just letting you know when to stop. Like pain is an indicator. So like that is causing you some discomfort. I would definitely dive into why, because maybe there's something you're supposed to do. So with you feeling that way, is there anything I can do to help in that vein?
I think that, continue, just, if you can possibly just continue doing what you're doing, on a personal level, like when we're on the phone and stuff, I think you just be, I appreciate honesty, and I think, even if that's why when we had our meeting, I was pissed with you, but I'm always the type of person that I always think after and like, okay, hold on, because at the moment you're just like, what, what's going on. But I do highly appreciate honesty. When people are honest, I do take that dearly. I think what affects me with my particular channel, um, this whole thing with Will Smith, with women not being appreciative of men, I really feel like a lot of women haven't been appreciative of my channel being devoted to them. Now, you can say what you want, Arshawn, but I have my cape on too, because the channel was originally supposed to be as I guess in a way of my mom reliving. I think these lessons could have been taught to my mom, and we had a very different outcome, if she could relive her life. And, I put a lot of females in charge, a lot of ladies in charge, and I feel betrayed a lot. So I'm just telling you that all this kind of, I feel like the more we put our cape on for, I feel like it backfires a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, I mean I understand what you're saying. So I mean you're again that is actually something I saw in a video. Kevin Gates there's a clip that ran around the internet where he had talked about being a provider and the pressure that it puts on a man's shoulders to provide. And there's a point where if you don't feel the appreciation, and typically as men, we don't need like 100% to 100% matching energy, like tit for tat. Like if we're giving out 100% of ourselves and you just come back with 10%, like Mother's Day, we go all out. And as long as we get socks and a tie on Father's Day, we kind of deal with it. But, like if all we get is a card and a macaroni necklace, we start to, after a while, so many years of that, you'd be like, man. So we do want some reciprocity, and it doesn't have to be an equal exchange. And as men, we're built or conditioned to take that. So, I mean, I think maybe some of that's hitting your shoulders.
11 women was supposed to help me build the platform. 11 women, and more before that, but 11 women we had solid. And I think you know a little bit more than people know. And I, so not here to whine and complain, but I think it just kind of hit me all at once. Like, I spent a lot of hours. Like, what am I really trying to go? What am I really trying to gain? And I do feel like I feel like I kind of moved backwards a little bit, so a lot past 2 months. I was like, wait, hold on. I don't feel like it's, one thing my requirement is for everyone to bring on 5 people. I think people get enough exposure being on my platform, but I feel like people are not following the requirements to come on the live stream, which is a requirement. Share with 5 people. And I don't feel like people have been doing that. So at the end of the day, the question is, why exactly am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Did I personally gain? I feel like mentally I've taken a step back. And for me, coming from somewhere that, kind of struggles mentally, I've worked extremely hard to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that's pushing me mentally back puts me in a bad, I think in a somewhat of a dangerous, not physically, but just in a dangerous situation.
Absolutely.
It takes me a long time to get out of bed. So, yeah.
Yeah, that speaks to a little bit of JP's principle, lying flat. Like it is hard when you're struggling with mental motivation to live, because what I'm saying, like it's almost like that shroud of depression. And I'm not calling us, speaking that on you, but it's like there's a feeling of like that what's the pointness? You know what I'm saying? So I know some people call that depression. I never felt depressed, but I know that, like, man, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? I felt that a lot. How do you get the motivation to move forward? So, man, I definitely feel that. I'm definitely going to continue to support, because I do believe you have an important platform. I do believe both what you intended to do and what you are doing are both valuable. So again, the only reason I'm involved is because I believe that. So again, the same way you support me, I gotta send that support back, man. So even if you pivot, which I do think would be a good idea, I'll still stand by that. So definitely, Enya, I wanted to definitely say she's sorry you feel that way, but as long as you reach that one person, that's accomplishment. So I mean, your own words coming back at you, brother. Be grateful. Be grateful. I mean, I'm just messing with you. That's what you hit me with.
No, I know. I appreciate the people that have this. No, let me tell you something. There are people that are supporting me. I get, absolutely. But for me to take off where I needed to go, well, Orshawn, a little bit more behind scene thing. But I appreciate everyone that is supporting me.
Definitely. I really appreciate you for being here, and I appreciate your transparency. So I definitely appreciate that as well. But I'm going to get into the main question. So since you started this journey, sir, what drew you into internet media? Was it a personal interest or like a professional opportunity?
I think it's both, but for the most part, I believe a lot of people speak on relationships, and marriage and so forth, and they really don't have the experience of success or failure in those fields. So I hear a lot of things that go against premarital counseling. So if anyone has taken premarital counseling or even studied some of that, a lot of the stuff that people are saying, a lot of females in this YouTube space believe it's okay for a man not to live in the household of the child. So when I've been hearing that a lot, so that's what kind of made me enter the YouTube space. I believe that my platform could rewire those thought process to for us to live a more healthier relationship lifestyle.
Okay. And this was kind of a pop-up question today, because I was just curious. After the conversation the last couple of days, I was curious about this one. So did you go to college, and what was or were your majors, considering that the percentage of cats in the Bronx with asthma and acid reflux? So what's your specialty, AR?
I study human behavior.
Okay.
So I've studied masters in human behavior. So I study people, the way they move and so forth, and several different types of certifications in sales. So I do a high level of sales, so I'm able to read body language, and sometimes a little bit conflicting because I have my own issues, So so as I'm reading people, it emotionally and mentally affects me. Their pain bothers me a lot. I think a lot of time people have pain and don't realize they have pain. So when I'm hearing people talk, very painful for me, even though they don't realize the pain that they're in.
So that's like when a lot of people say they're empathic. So you think you're like empathic in that way, where you're taking on and absorbing some of that emotional context from people?
Yeah. Or maybe they don't even notice it. They feel like they're fine, but according to what I believe I'm observing, it's kind of painful for me that they have children. Raising the children this way. I think that's where, and you hear me all the time, man, I'm really concerned with the children. So
absolutely. And we'll be talking about that really quickly, but you are from the Bronx?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, moved to the Bronx. So yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn in the house. And definitely
the greatest thing that happened in Brooklyn was when the ice truck pulled up and deported a lot of the West Indians. That was the greatest thing because when I grew up at, the people that don't belong here in my area were the ones that were selling the drugs. The area got so much better when ICE pulled up and grabbed them in there by their dreadlocks and threw them in a van. I mean, it was so peaceful. But I literally grew up where we heard, I saw someone get shot almost every 2 weeks with my own eyes as a child. And it got so bad that when people were shooting, we didn't run. We continued playing outside of our yard. Man. People were shooting up the block. I think that's the most, as I got older, that's the most toxic mindset to ever have. to not run when people are dying.
Another quick question from the chat. Do you know Angry Prepper from YouTube?
What does that mean?
Angry Prepper. It's a YouTuber. It must be a YouTube name. Angry
Oh.
Prepper.
No, I don't know. What's the, if you don't mind,
No, they just said they say you have the same, like, your voice. His name is Jason. You literally sound just like him.
Oh, okay. If I'm older, he's copying off of me,
Yeah, man. But now back to the cat thing, because you didn't really address that. How did you know that cat fact, man? That's what I need to know.
I lived in Hunts Point, right? If you don't know about the Bronx, Hunts Point is probably considered one of the worst areas of the Bronx. And so, because I'm heavily involved with the church, as far as not necessarily, I don't go to Sunday service, but I do attend to try to mentoring the youth, right? I stopped going to church for maybe over 7 years, but I am involved in the mentoring program. Not that I'm the perfect mentor, but I do believe taking a kid out, if they devote their time to me and say, hey, AR, during this time period, whatever you say, I'll follow it. I try to bring them Barnes and Noble, try to just, let's go to Central Park. There's nothing to do here. It's so boring. So, but that's how so when we hear these things and these different statistics and so forth, so we get to learn that the Bronx, when I'm dealing with these children, these teenagers, not children, they're children as well. These teenagers, you start to understand, why do they have asthma? Why the Bronx has the highest asthma rate? Because it's due to secondhand smoke is so high. Even the pets, parakeets, but even the pets, you have mice is developing asthma.
Wow.
So it's not like I'm researching and I got my degree in animal health, but due to secondhand smoke is very heavy in the Bronx.
That's deep, man. I didn't expect it to be that deep. That's crazy, yo. Yeah, wow. Okay, that one blew my mind. But woo, all right. Well, hard pivot. You said on a prior interview that you have been. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
So, like, when I'm dealing with these teenagers, that's trying to do the right thing. It's hard to like. How can I tell a teenager, hey, listen, man, don't be outside in a corner? And you're like, okay, but my father's molesting me. Hey, what are you gonna do, AR, about it? My stepfather's molesting me, AR. What are you gonna do about it? He's doing that to me. What are you gonna do? I just told you this is what he's doing. Yeah, he's been arrested. They let him back in the house. They know about it. I just told you, AR, this is what he's doing to me. Now that you don't want me going to hang out with these kids, but these friends are the only ones that accept me and that's not hurting me. Mm-hmm. What exactly are you going to do about it now? So when I get asked these questions by, bro, it's like, how can I? And I told you, it kind of like my mind. It's like, okay, let's go to the police. Let's go file these police reports. They already know about it. They let him back in. Yeah, ACS let him back in. They took the child away and put the child back in the home where that's happening.
So that's why because I noticed like you have almost like a fixation about the youth, and it's like a veiled concern. You have you layer comedy over it, like you make it a joke, but like for you to stay on it as much as you do, like you have to care that I know you had to care in some capacity, but that's where your care comes from, your mentorship, and you seeing the hardships that they face. It's not like I just can't stand these young people. It's like, no, I know what they're going through, so I care.
What if you're trying to mentor someone and they say, hey, Sean, listen, he's molesting me. You're telling me to do right. You're telling me to stay home, or you're telling me not to go hang out with the kids that selling dope and robbing people, but they don't molest me. What exactly, Sean, you're going to do about it? So, yeah. So,
yeah, that's tough, man. But I get why I see why how you care has so much, like, almost like some heat to it. You know what I'm saying? There's some heat to the way you care, but it's because people are out here being hurt, and then they go out here and they hurt more people because they're hurt. The hurt people paradox. So man, so you're caught up in that cycle and you're just watching it play out. on a
and
broad
it's
scale.
like, kind of, bother me.
It messes with you because again, that empathic nature you have. So you're seeing people both hurt, like the young people, and then the people they go out and hurt, and you're absorbing that. Man,
As I'm doing the live stream, bro, the person lived 2 or 3, maybe 4 blocks from me. As I'm doing a live stream, my car is being broken into by one of these, not someone mentoring, but just one of these kids.
yeah.
Check his ID. He lives 4 blocks from me. I'm just like, and then so what did I start to think? Okay, what is he dealing with at home? Why doesn't a teenager want to be home playing video games? Why not? So yeah.
Okay, man. All right, hold on. Well, I'm gonna skip forward because I had questions about that area, but I had those further down in there. I don't want to because I prefaced it in a comedic way, so I don't want to shift the tone. I'm going to go back into where I was at. We'll come back to that definitely. But you said on a prior interview that you had been interviewing for around 11 years. Where did you initially learn your interviewer skills?
I learned my interviewing skills from different sources, but mostly MTV.
Okay.
Where I've been in the background. I do write some of the content creators. I write comedies. I write a lot of not their entire stream, but the lines. There'll be some funny lines in there. So, and I am in some of the credits. But as far as I've been interviewing with doing background interviews, sort of like Vlad TV, where I'm not on screen, for MTV, right? MTV and VH1, a few other places where I'm interviewing in behind scenes.
Wow. Okay.
Or just involved in some of I write questions and so forth like that. And I was given that opportunity by my uncle. He was killed, but I was given that opportunity from my uncle since I was really young, and yeah. But then I think when you when you want to use some of that content, you discover what intellectual property is. You're like, oh, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't put that on my YouTube channel. No, okay, wow.
Well, no, that's deep. I mean, but it's interesting that you got into that, because that seems like a career field. So then, what then led you to start YouTube Conversations? What made you decide to do that separately as opposed to pursuing the path that you were on?
Oh, YouTube Conversations came about because I was looking at if you haven't noticed, I admire Vlad TV, and I was like, man, so he interviews a lot of the hip hop artists. So I said, you know what, I want to interview. I felt like at that time, when it comes to media, the only skill sets that I have is interviewing. I don't believe it has, the skill set to do podcasts or, the little comedy. You ever heard of, have you ever heard of Big Jaw, any of them? Or
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't have the skill set to do any of those jokes and stuff like that. I write some, but I'm not to be in the camera. No, I don't remember lines and that stuff. So I said, maybe I can interview people. I just mimic Vlad TV. I said, you know what? I want to interview all the content creators.
Okay.
That would have been my thing. Whenever you see a content, like if you see Arshawn, and then he blows up 5 years later, you're gonna know I was the first one interviewing him when he was low. So that was my goal.
Yeah. First of all, I want to correct you. Rashawn was never low. But but since you mentioned Big Jaw, I do have him mentioned in this question. What was your favorite YouTube Conversation interview? And did you really interview everyone around Big Jaw to land that specific interview?
You've been watching some of my content.
Research, man. Homework, man. Homework. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it was. I started YouTube Conversations. I'm not sure when the channel started, but I think I started the actual process of YouTube. It was named something else, I think. But when I started to do actual YouTube Conversations, I set a goal. I said, okay, in 6 months, I'm going to interview Big Jaw. And I got him within a month. So when I got Big Jaw in a month, by interviewing, I noticed that a lot of the big YouTubers are more kind and more open than the YouTubers on our level. The our level YouTubers, they feel like, nah, I can't come on your platform. You're gonna take 5 subscribers from me. But these people are just like, no. Now I figure out the reason why they like to work with smaller YouTube, because they've been doing it for 10 years. They ran out of ideas. I'm not speaking on Big Job. I'm not talking about him, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
these big YouTubers like Big Job, they've been doing it for so long, they ran ideas. Arshawn, you are the new idea. So by them working with you, you have the new idea that they could implement into their content. But yeah, I definitely interview a lot of people around him. And Barry Brewer, which is with working with Tyler Perry, is putting me in contact with that whole whatever, that's what I mean, move forward with that. But he was the one that actually put me in contact with Big John as a I think it's a Christmas gift.
Okay. So I have a couple follow-up questions based on what you just said. The first one being, you said you set a goal for yourself at to get that interview within 6 months. You got it in one. What do you attribute that to? Like your skill as a networker, like just luck? Like what do you think bridged that gap? Because again, if you thought you could do it in 6 or were hoping to, and you did it in a month, what would you give that credit to?
That would have to go to God.
Okay.
That would have to go to God. I don't want to take no credit for that at all. I think that has to do with it does have to do with God putting a blessing on Barry Brewer, right? And there was something Barry Brewer, the reason why he got me in contact with Big Jaw was because of I asked him a question about he's never been asked why he doesn't like to he doesn't do sexual content.
Mm.
So when I spoke on that, that's what made him say, really? And he got me kind of interview with Big John was like the hugest gift I ever got, man. I was as far as on the online stuff, because I was like, and he like just woke up. Like he woke up and he did it. He didn't even know about it in advance. He just know that morning, it was 7 a.m. his time when we did the interview. So Big John
Wow.
waking up 7 a.m. his time was huge for me. I was like, I was starstruck, man. I was like, my panties got wet.
Nah, hey man, trust me. I watch even his commercials are funny because he does the Blue Chew commercials, but turns them into skits, and the Manscaped commercials and turns them into skits. But they're hilarious, like they were just a skit, but it's actually a like product, paid product promotion or whatever you want to call it.
I think I honestly believe he's the first one to ever turn out of all these YouTubers. He is a pioneer. Okay,
Yeah.
he's the first one to take something he's promoting and turn into an actual. You don't even know it's a skin. It's like a minute to. You don't even know it's he's promoting something Blue Chew or whatever until a minute or two later. I'm like, it's just very unique. But when you look at him, when you learn about him, he spends a lot of time alone to develop these ideas. And if you look at who he married, he didn't marry the BBL. He didn't marry the Super Slim. If you ever look at who he recently got married to, she has a child. So it shows you like out of all the women he do the skits with, I don't know if you've seen some of his skits. The woman be attracted. He didn't marry nothing similar to that. So
wow. I mean,
that's why I try to tell people and said looks is not everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's definitely, man. I watch pretty much all of his content and the circle because you had G Wayne on. In one of the skits, man, K Edwin had your boy Danny Rag. I saw the Danny Rag interview. That was so Danny Rag, his voice, he'd be like, "Oh my God, is that raspy voice he got?"
Yeah,
man, that guy, he had me down. Oh God, the way he be saying stuff, man, his inflections. But Big John, now he's hilarious, and like you said about his content, the Blue Chews, I didn't even know that was a real product at first. I just thought it was a skit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when the women were coming up in wheelchairs, they couldn't walk anymore. I just thought it was a skit, man. So it took me a couple episodes. So you're right about that. He is really clever, and I appreciate that about him. But then you mentioned also that bigger YouTubers are more giving than the smaller ones. Do you think that's because they can afford to give more? Like they have more to offer, so they have, they give more?
No, man. I think they just realize how blessed they are to have fans. I think something happened in their life where they realize, man, if it wasn't for these people, I really want to be here. Because this YouTube space is all about people. If you can't work with people, you can't tolerate their viewpoint, their opinions, and you can't reach out to them, do a lot of free work for your own fans. You're gonna say something when the Me Too movement, God forbid, moves against you. Your fans are gonna remember. Nah, you wasn't there for us, man. We're not backing you up. But yeah, a lot of the G Wayne. I think G Wayne was my first big one. I think as far as G Wayne. And the way he did it, man, was cool, man. It was and I think I only had like 20 subscribers. It's like I didn't have a lot of subscribers at that time. Not for the women's fit, for the YouTube conversations. And it was just like, really, he did that? And I was like, wow, that's fucking cool, man. So and I was like, man, why are you even doing this? Why did you take the interview?
Yeah.
I was like, why did you do this? And he just said, he had to give back because Big Jaw gave to him. Big Jaw did a skit with him, and he just got 25,000 subscribers, like just from doing a skit with Big Jaw. He just remembered, damn, Big Jaw looked out. I probably won't be doing this now, So.
No, I definitely appreciate. I mean, again, I love the way people that have give. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't like it, but that's that socialism principle. That's a little bit of socialism.
If that is, yeah, but a lot of these people I've interviewed, and I still have like close to 41 other content creators. I didn't even upload them yet, right? But they're all connected to Big Jaw. It shows that Big Jaw looked out for them, and he didn't get nothing from it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, Big Jaw, man. He seemed like a super cool dude. So I'm glad you had the interview.
Man, he is so, yeah, man. I mean, he's him and Barry. There's a lot of them, to be honest. There's a lot of them, and all of them don't be with those ladies, man. A lot, and listen, even the ladies, a lot of them. It's just crazy how I don't know if they put up a front. I don't know what it is, but a lot of them are cool. They show up on time to interview, and they're just like, yeah, so.
Yeah, so I mean, I think maybe that mimics a little bit some of your criticism towards this YouTube and manosphere space. Like, real life doesn't mimic the art. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes there's a division between the art and the artist, and people don't recognize that shit. But really quickly, if you don't mind, what made you gravitate towards the DJ Vlad style interview?
I think besides he's being so popular, I just said, okay, hold on. If a white guy, if a white Russian guy, if a white guy can do this, why isn't there a black person? He's interviewing nothing but black people. So why isn't there a black person? Why can't a black person do what he's doing and get the same support? And you come to find out that we don't, black people support white people more, even though they're on his platform saying, I hate white people. But they still hitting that like and subscribe button to a white man that promotes black violence. So, but besides that, I like the way he, I think he's the cheapest way I can look from a distance and see his professionalism.
Okay.
I would say, and he doesn't pay for interviews. Some people he does, but for the most part, all those people that come on, I wanted to be the type of person where you come on my platform, out of everything, people that go on Vlad TV, they actually get shows to do other bookings. They get movie deals just for being on his platform. So I wanted to be my platform where you come to my platform and you get 20,000 subscribers.
Wow.
That's what I wanted. I wanted you to come to me and I interview you and you get more, you get recognized, and I gain as well, but so that's really what I wanted to be able to help people in that aspect. But
no, I like that. Using your platform almost like a networking thing, like that exposure.
Absolutely.
No, I like that. Is that chapter of your life closed for good? Is YouTube Conversations going to return in some form?
No, absolutely. I'm looking forward towards August to do YouTube Conversations in person.
Okay.
More not so much online, but to have it more in person, like a Vlad TV interview.
I want to take a quick moment again to everybody that came over from Twitch. We had a Twitch raid. Definitely want to shout out to my people because they are part from the sponsorship group, Yellow Pill Coffee Co. Definitely, if life gives you lemons, everybody make coffee. So thank you for the Twitch raid. I definitely appreciate it. And I want to let everybody, all the newcomers, I want to let all the newcomers know that this is AR Stratusbyrde of YouTube Conversations with Manosphere versus Manosphere. And because he is so prominent, I was able to reach out to a very influential figure who wanted to send a video shout out to him specifically. If you missed it earlier, I'm going to play it for you now. But yeah, this gentleman here definitely would not let this interview go without being remarked upon personally. So here it is.
We had an African-American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan, great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what I'm... Oh, look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man. So you got Trump, man. He really appreciates your all your support.
Yeah. But Trump, just to correct you, I'm not African.
Whew. Okay, I gotta shake that one off.
Yeah, America and Africa is two different continents, so you can't be from two different continents. But yeah.
Woo. Okay. Well, back to the conversations you've been having, sir. What made you pivot to Womenosphere, which of course became Womenosphere versus Manosphere?
Well, besides of the a lot of people a lot of ladies been saying, we need to create something like the Manosphere, which is like Women's Sphere. I heard several people say it over a course of a year, actually, maybe a year and a half, but no one has created it. And I said, you know what? I think I'm able to provide information to females and get other female input that will, if my mom had this same advice when she was younger, I think her life will be turned out to be a lot more different. I dedicate a lot to my mom, even if I don't verbally say it. But a lot of the stuff I do is dedicated to my mom.
No, that's definitely cool, man. I mean, hey, pay service to mama. Hey, put that cake on, bro.
What I feel like the more I try to cater to women, I feel the more I've been actually betrayed and let down. So I actually had to create Womenosphere versus Manosphere. And now the platform is moving a little bit more towards I don't like when particularly but when someone says that I don't advocate for females, it's like, but when I'm advocating for females, y'all, because I'm not Kevin Samuels, y'all don't share, y'all don't help me get subscribers, y'all don't, and I'm spending hours and hours and hours. I did an interview with a lady. I know you're gonna do your little right, but I did an interview with a lady that was shot in the face by her husband. I didn't. How many viewers did I get for that? How many of you? And I sent it to particularly some females, and they never shared it. I'm like, how many people did you know? My subscriber count didn't go up. I interviewed a woman that does children's books for Black kids. She creates books for children for Black kids. Where is my, I say I want to do content for children. I get looked down upon like I'm some predator because I want to do stuff for children in a positive light. So that's part of the reason why it was Womenosphere, and now shifting to Womenosphere versus Manosphere, and is about to shift to something else.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's actually good because I think you're shifting more towards the truest version of yourself and trying to be male focused. So I mean, I definitely feel like your platform will probably come into alignment with the person you are. Again, I mean, this is personal talk right here, but yeah, I definitely think the shift that you're making will be beneficial to both you and the platform, honestly. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think I want to leave. Part of me wants to think about leaving the whole Womenosphere versus Manosphere atmosphere and focus more on the capital side of YouTube, because I feel like me devoting I personally, I know I haven't been doing that long, but because we was a team of 14 people, we was a team of actually 15 people, and we're only down to 2. So 15 people down to 2. If you could do the math, look at all the 12 people that actually 12 to 13 people that actually lit the platform down. This platform was supposed to be designed to help Black women understand their value of being natural and for men to uplift themselves, right? And for us to, as Black people or just people in general, to uplift ourselves and become better. And as I've been trying to push, when I was trying to push that, the platform started to diminish. So why am I putting other people? Everyone's supposed to come together, help build the channel, and they build themselves because they get noticed. But what happened is that the people that was part of my team took my ideas that was supposed to be for this channel, I gave them roles, and they took that and went to go do their own platform. I'm not gonna name names, but so when you have that done several times, Arshawn, is like, oh, this is what, and they were done by females. So it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, no problem.
Nah, I definitely get that, man, and that can leave you a little jaded too. So I definitely understand that. So I have another question because what you said sparked another idea. Well, not an idea, but a question. Because you showed me some of the analytics before on your channel. Why do you believe that one manosphere? Because it didn't have versus manosphere at the time. It was strictly one manosphere. All the branding, had the female, the woman branding on it. Why was it so heavily male dominated? Do you think? What's your belief about that?
Because men thought it was a solely a female panel and thought that a platform and thought because a woman owned it, they could come on to spread hate. The men, it was like, was it 85 or 96% men?
It was 96%. Yeah,
96%
that's
men
stuck.
were viewing it, and the feedback that I got some positive feedback, of course, but predominantly it was because they thought a female owned it. They want to come on here and spill a lot of hate, typing up long paragraphs, bro, like essays of a lot of hatred. And I think that's what people get wrong about the manosphere or the red pills. That these people, they are the incels, and I think they come on there to spill the hate.
So is that one of the reasons you think that you wanted to shift towards the upliftment of men or the teaching of men because you saw that hatred? Like, did you want to man, I want to keep them, I want to get them out of that space?
Yes, but as I started to do that, those men didn't support me.
So they would only support the hate?
They will only support hating the woman. But then when I shift towards trying to help men, these men were not being supportive, bro.
Wow.
So now when I come off with my racist jokes and I'm being hateful, okay, now I'll get some, now I'll get some love. So with my positive messaging, so I'm just like, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I might as well do this and get paid.
Okay. Well, since I've told the story before, and I definitely understand your perspective. I talked about how when I first saw the content with Manosphere, I'm watching the women's panels too. Then I got hit in the DMs, and I'm like, oh man, I was like, ooh, my cape started flapping in the woo. I felt like I was flying, boy. Then all of a sudden I get on camera with you, and it's like, hey, I'm AR. I'm like, oh. So that's where this question comes from. Out of all the women you work with, which one do I have the best chance with?
Man, I don't know, man. Like their mindsets are kind of
well, they did abandon you. You're right.
That's no, not just yeah, man. But man, it's I mean, good luck, man. I don't recommend it.
Hey, no, they weren't loyal. Never mind. No, but
I mean, you're in the back scene with me. It's like, using, what I'm saying? You see people, I gave people their own show names and they go onto their own platform and they took that actual, the show that was on my show, they take that and put it on their own platform and call it their own. And it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember a couple months back, you were like, man, I drink, but I'm more of a critical drinker. And then I came over here and made my own channel. I'm just messing.
Oh, I was say, really? I was like, see,
nah, that didn't happen. But seriously, who is the woman you really believe has the best talent for television or internet media that you've worked with?
I've worked with a few that's already in that, right? Ishmaeli is one of them.
Okay.
But so someone that that's been on my platform, you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That I believe can go far. Well, as of yesterday, we had Breezy.
Mm-hmm.
I think not media wise, but she's already in the process of owning her own something like a therapy. I think she's gonna go further than that. I think that so she's gonna be really good for me to continue to network with. But as far as like talented,
was there any that you saw like, man, they got star power? There's something about them.
There's a few of them, but the lack of character will kind of intertwine with when they get when they get an opportunity, they'll probably jump ship from that to get a bigger opportunity. That may not turn out to be like that. I think that a lot of them will burn the bridge that they're standing on.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's a quote. Quotable.
I think one of the first ladies I've worked with was, the first lady I worked with Dres, Ebony. I think she could have been great, you know. I think she still can be great. But there's a lot of things that people don't see. You know, we spent maybe over 14 hours of me rehearsing with her because she was nervous to even be on camera. There's a lot of things people don't see behind scenes. I'm working with people, but I think she's gonna have a bigger platform than me. I honestly believe it.
Okay. Nah, definitely, man. I want to know because can you go ahead and tap that wall behind you? Yeah. So how old is a man when he hits the wall? And why did you hit it so early?
First of all, go fuck yourself. You know, I think I've hit the wall on a serious note. I think because of the fact that being in wrong I think relationships takes years off of you. You know, I think being in wrong relationships have affected me in ways that I don't believe I could ever recover. You know, I would have to be in heaven to recover. So, if people don't know, I've been in the same relationship, not the one I'm in. I've always been in long fucking relationships, but I was with someone since the 6th grade up until 23 years old, and then she committed suicide. My fiance. So, you know, when you're dealing with things like, and we was extremely close. So, like, how do you, deal with stuff like that? And then the following year, my friend in Brooklyn, Tyreek Kaniki, he was stabbed in the face on Halloween.
Wow.
And he died. So, what was the question?
Why did you hit the wall? It was just a joke, but
Yeah, man.
yeah.
I don't think a man hits the wall at a certain age. I think a man hits a wall when he stops trying.
Another quotable. I like that one. Man. Now you started a men's panel recently. Do you believe it can be beneficial to the men that watch your channel?
Yes, but the issue is having the right men on. The past few panels, I think men are coming onto the panel with nothing. Maybe I'm speaking on the term, but if you want to be honest, I think that I personally feel like I gain more in the men's panel. But I think the issue is that the men's panel, these men that I have on are not prepared to start a men's moving platform. It can be, I think it could be awesome. It could be great. But men have to understand this shit ain't for free.
Yeah.
You guys start paying me. And we gotta figure out how the audience, if the audience don't start paying, we can't do this in the long term. Like Mr. Hisa I think he has 4 children. Like he should not be on here. He's been married for over 20 years. He should not be on on any of these platforms, and people are not donating to him. I don't understand it. You should not come on a men's panel and we don't have donations to you, Arshawn, for your knowledge, because you're very knowledgeable. I should not be on this fucking platform and we don't have people. Kevin Samuels make over $600,000 a year. I'm not in his pockets, but you have to understand it's like that's a lot of money for one person making a year.
Mm-hmm.
Give him that, but y'all can't give $5 each. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real. I told you before. I was talking on Yellow's panel earlier about the panel bleed effect. I don't know which panel I said this on. I don't even know if I was speaking to you when I said it. But I remember when I had my aha moment about what you just said about the small donations. I go to church and I had that crumpled up, balled up, dirty, ratty dollar or the worst one in my wallet. And that's what I would put in the offering bucket. And we do the same thing to each other as content creators or viewers or whatever. We give each other the least amount. And supposedly this is like the God you serve, and you're given the least you have and the worst you have. And so even like we want the best content. I come to AR and I want the best. I want the production value. I want the beautiful women. I want the interesting, provocative questions. And you know what I'm going to give you? I might hit like. You know what I'm saying? So we could do better as viewers to support the content that we view. If we can spend our time there, why not throw a couple of dollars at it? Like, comment, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to like, comment, subscribe, and that's the baseline. But people are stingy with that. So, man, I feel your pain with that. I feel your pain.
Yeah, what I want to say to that is that people don't understand. Okay, I'm very good with networking, but my networking goes only a certain extent for free.
Mm.
If if you're not supporting the people that come onto my channel, how can I possibly ask Arshawn, hey Arshawn, can you devote another 3 hours today? Of hey AR, but how many okay ARs are you gonna you're gonna give me? It gets to a point where like if we have an audience of 10 people, y'all can't give $1. Come on, the people that's watching, if Arshawn has a cash app, y'all can't give $1, but y'all can, come, I mean, come on, bro. If people are saying, okay, y'all being greedy and y'all just want money, then I don't need the you. Listen, hold up, you gotta hold the fuck up. I don't need the YouTube because
Right.
all these hours are for free. So if people are not going to be supportive, then I might as well create the content that I feel that will uplift my spirit, and that's talking about these whats.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I want to keep it.
You gonna keep it PG? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Now, with all of your shows, man, was there a particular show that you did that was stand out, that you were especially proud of, that your work on, and what was it about?
Yeah, man. I believe it was. I think just with this whole thing with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, I actually started to appreciate the more intellectual. I didn't appreciate when I had those guests on. So like the woman that does reading books for children, I started to appreciate. I've always appreciated her, but I think I really appreciate her more. Like, wow, I had someone special for free. And then like this Saturday, I'm going to be interviewing someone. She charges like 1,700 an hour. I mean, so she wants to come on my platform for an hour and a half and gonna, and she normally charges $1,700 an hour. And I checked her website out and checked this and that, and it's not no bluff. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me stop all my other streams and let me try to pick up on what I need to do to make this a very intellectual interview. So I would say it would have to be. I thought I was proud of the woman that was shot in the face, and she was brave enough to come on camera with her eye, being all messed up, and she shared some stuff like that. But uh, the view count did not support that.
We have a question from the chat. I know we're shifting a little bit. Just a question because it's an important question. Inya asked, "How did you overcome the loss of the person you were in a relationship with from 6th grade into your 20s? How did you overcome that loss?"
Being alive and time passing. Being alive and time passing. I think that prayer. I mean, it's it's a lot, man. If you asked me this 5 years ago, you probably would have had a different answer. I think the person I'm with now has to have a lot of patience with a person like me. I definitely want to give her credit to a lot. Because sometimes I'm rambling to her about her. And she sits there and she tolerates that. So I think it's just a matter of I think if you're on the path to continue to find yourself and to become a better person, is how you overcome. It just takes a matter of time.
No, I definitely agree with that. Shifting back into the question, since we were talking about what Manosphere and the shows that you were proud of, do you rewatch your aired live streams? Do you go back and rewatch the things? I mean, because you do a lot of videos. Do you rewatch all those shows?
Not the recent ones because it's kind of long, but I do skim through it. But I do watch a lot of streams. I compare the old ones to the current ones and say, hey, this person did really well, but I can't duplicate that because I'm not that person. Even though I wrote the questions, people don't listen. No matter what if you see my recent, I write all the questions. I write all of I rehearse with people before they do the streams, but I'm still not those people. I haven't lived their experience to be able to ask a question in their way. But I do go back and watch, and I have notes of what date I want to shift back to being like another type of show.
Okay. Now you were reluctant to step from behind the scenes to in front of the camera. You know, you wanted the women to lead the panel. Why were you so reluctant to step forward?
I believe if I have any talent, I think that has to do with networking and setting up stuff behind scenes. You know, I do have interest to learn more about how camera works, um, dealing with people behind scenes, finding out, you know, if someone didn't show up, find out what happened with them because I can read people. I like to be engaged with people. I think I get more out of it by dealing with people on a human level. Not this whole thing with the cameras, I don't believe is real. You know, even when I'm on my shows, that's not me. Like when I'm on a show, even last night, I'm putting on a show. That's not really who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's a performance. When I like this, that's not really what I believe. I have a lot of respect for the woman I'm with and my mom, and I think that's why Will Smith and it kind of took me from my online character and it's bringing me into who I really am because I do believe men should be protecting women. I don't believe we should be allowing another man to bash a woman's physical appearance. You know.
So a follow-up question with that, because you did mention how like it's a performance, like you know the way you are. Because even during this interview, I'm seeing a different side of you than I see when I'm on streams with you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
but but there's a through line. There's a certain version of yourself that's true in all aspects that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? The
Mhm.
phone calls, the text, this version here, and the panel. But again, the panel is much more amped up version of yourself.
Yeah.
Should we as creators have a persona that we lead with, or should we lean more into our authentic version of ourselves?
I'm a very boring person, very straightforward. I am a black and white person, so I believe if I'm on the streams or live, I probably will fall asleep with who I really am. I don't feel, um, I do feel like when I'm on the panels, I could be as creative as possible. I can be my creative side. I can't be like, I can't be like that during a business meeting or a job interview. So I feel like the panels are the only time I'm able to unleash all the F shit, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so I feel like I could be a kid again. The
The the troll side. Yeah, trust me, I already know. Letting that troll side out, man.
troll side can definitely come out, but I think the issue that I have with is not balanced because even though I'm trolling and I'm joking around, people are giving me legitimate answers of how they actually feel. They're not acting, and a lot of stuff I hear is like that's very disturbing. On a serious level, I really feel like some of the answers I was given last night I was like, okay, that's a little bit disturbing. And even Bree and texting me saying, do they really feel that way? Because she's really thinking analytical. With her. I'm not saying she's crazy. I'm sorry, not only not do that, but I'm saying she's really thinking because she's a therapist, so she's really trying to
Mm-hmm.
read people. And even when she was talking yesterday, some of the ladies were giving her nasty looks on there, and I'm like, so people don't know she's African. She's not Puerto Rican, and she's African.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Let the
But yeah.
lady fight.
Now, see, there you go. There you go. But anyway, AR, let me ask you this question: what was an aha moment for you that let you know you were doing what you were meant to do, or that you were good at what you were doing?
If I can make someone laugh, I think
Mm-hmm.
that I do a job. No matter how vulgar I am, people don't feel offended. Or if they do feel offended, they come back. I think if I can make you laugh, um, I think I'm doing what I need to do. You know.
But if they feel offended, AR, you're supposed to finish that up. If they feel offended,
It applies. Yeah, man. If you're feeling offended, the stuff that we say is not intended to everybody, right? We're not trying to offend everyone. But if you take it personal and you feel like it resonates and you feel like, wow, man, that what you're describing is my mother. You say 304, and that sounds like my mom. Or you say that, I have so many baby fathers and I'm a hoe. We're talking about you. Then it's true. If you feel like I'm saying about 304, then that reminds you of your mother, then it definitely applies to you. I hope you feel 1,000,000% offended because it applies to you. If the shoe fits, wear a few of them.
at least two, right?
Yeah, man.
But I got a question for you, man. You have a multi-ethnic background. Do you speak any other language than English and Ebonics? Because you do say Ebonics.
Yeah, I do. Number one is called "fuck you" language, right? That is something I do speak very fluently. No, man, I never learned. My partner's Colombian. My mother's side, she's they are Cuban and Puerto Rican, but I did not. She grew up in foster care, so I never learned Spanish. Listen, man. Yeah, listen. Don't make me put my red hat on.
Now, another question for you, AR. Out of your diverse heritage, which cultural identities do you embrace, participate in?
I think they're all despicable. I think they're all despicable. But I mean, do I embrace? Shit. American. I'm a fucking American. That's what. That's the. Listen, I embrace being American. If you're not vote for. Can you pull up truth? Comment, please. I'm sorry, I usually don't do that. Can you pull up?
No, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Vote for
Listen,
AR.
Let me hold on. American. Hold on. Give me once. I promise. It's real fast. Hold on.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Salute, motherfuckers. I'm American. Listen, I am American. If you are not American, you shouldn't be allowed on YouTube. Okay? Get off of YouTube. You don't belong here. I am American. I don't embrace Cubans. I don't embrace Trinidadians. I don't embrace Irish. I don't embrace Puerto Ricans. And y'all not Puerto Rican, y'all not American either. Listen, if you woke up this morning and you felt depressed and you are American, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck off this YouTube shit. You are an American bastard. If you woke up this morning in America, you should be grateful. You should be grateful. Okay.
See what you did, Truth. See what you did, man. Appreciate you, Truth. And since you did that, man, Truth, because I think you might have missed the endorsement. Because somebody else wants to vote for AR too, man. And I think you might have missed it. I think you might have just come in. So for anybody new that might have come in, we did get a special message from somebody that's a really big fan of AR.
We had an African-American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan, great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
I ain't no fucking African Trump. I'm taking my vote back. I am not no.
Hey, man, he can't tell the difference.
No damn African. I am American bastard.
Nah. He knows. You know. But since I know Enya asked about your locale, as if you were from the Bronx, you did let everybody know that you were from Brooklyn. BK in the building. Have you always lived in New York? And if not, where else have you lived?
I've only lived in New York City. That's it.
I've traveled state of mind,
but I've always been in New York City. I try to keep my niggerism relevant. Man,
see. You two would be great again. Vote for AR. Hey, man. Vote for AR, man. Definitely.
Truth. Fucking salute you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I salute your ass. That's right.
So since you tell me how the weather is up in New York, man. I hear it's raining violent bastards.
Yeah, man. It's God, man. It's so fucking bad, man. It's so bad. We just had someone yesterday that I believe was in Manhattan, a guy working at Halal Truck. I'm not sure if you know what that is, like, the trucks that are parked outside and they sell halal food, stabbed to death. And the guy had his blood all over him. I mean, the guys, like, these people are trying to make money. And yeah, man. Yeah. People are saying that we need more programs. No, we don't need more programs. Okay. We need character. Okay. So if in Chicago, a truck was put in Chicago, by the way, whoever lives in Chicago, please take this to 1,000,000% offense. Can we trade y'all for Mexico? Can we trade y'all for Mexico, please? Because
Jesus,
y'all just
man.
horrible. Y'all horrible entirely, right? There was a truck partner. It was the cops put a truck outside, and I know I'm going way off subject, but real quick, a cop in Chicago put a truck outside, and they had fake Nikes, and all the teenagers and stuff was robbing the truck. That's not because of you shouldn't. That's not the police problem. There's lack of character, bro. There's always been programs, boys and girls. There's always been programs, right? It's lack of character. Well, you get character. I believe you get character from situation to test you, but I think it's from the household, the parents. You know.
Nah, definitely, man. We do need the man. We need something, man. We need something. And again, it's not just black people. I mean, it's like our society in America. Even though we just had that stump speech about how great America is, we do need more morality instilled into people. But I definitely do want to ask you this in that vein: what would make you leave New York since the crime influx hasn't?
Leave New York.
What would run you out of town?
Like permanently to live somewhere.
Yeah, the lady moving, just relocating. What would it take?
Probably if Trump become president again, I think I'll move. I think this country is pretty much is so bad. I think everywhere, just about. I'm a little bit afraid of moving, and they put some sort of law because I know even in New York City, they're gonna be able to vaccinate your child without your knowledge. So, but y'all voted for that shit, right? In New York City, there's 51 different city councils, and 48 of them are Democrats. So.
Nah, definitely.
So I think if Trump become president again, or if anyone becomes a different president, and we put some structures on the laws where they're not able to force children to do things, I think that I will move to probably maybe I think I will move around a little bit. I want to experience Atlanta. Well, shit, too much trans. I don't deal with homosexuality, so who knows, man? Who knows?
Now, we talked about crime. You're very passionate about the plague, and we touched on it earlier. You're very passionate about the plague of youth criminality that has exponentially increased lately.
Yeah.
So if it could magically be done away with and every youth became a model citizen, what is the next biggest social ill that we should tackle? Yeah, there's no youth crime. The youth are, man, they're perfect. They're out there helping old ladies cross the street, everything. So what's the next thing?
Getting rid of a lot of the government officials.
A
lot of the government officials,
downsizing.
Most of them are Democratic that are evil. I believe they're their thought process. Like you sent me something about Disney, right? Disney is gonna do something about the, even Beto, whatever his name is
Beto O'Rourke.
Kids. Let me tell you something about children, okay? And I know it's your platform, Sean, but listen, children shouldn't be homosexual. You know why? They shouldn't be having sex. Okay, children should not be having sex. Children should not be wanting to change their sex because they feel like they're gonna be. It shouldn't even matter if you're a boy or girl because you shouldn't be sexually involved. Why are we promoting 5-year-olds to become trans? No, this is disgusting, and this has to do with pedophilia. I believe. Keep your children away. Stay away. Keep your nasty beliefs away from children. So. I think we need to tackle the government. I think a lot more.
Liberal and progressive policies.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be as fair as possible during this interview, but y'all can make me play the anthem again.
Well, let me pivot just a little bit, man. If you could start any career right now at your ideal salary, any career at all, like even professional wrestler, what would it be?
Boxing.
A boxer.
It'll be boxing.
So you'd be a professional boxer right now. Now, would that be a function of you working out your aggression, or you always just like you've enjoyed boxing to that degree? That's what you would want to do.
I'm a 3rd-degree black belt, so I've loved martial arts. I think for the most part, I just love. I don't think I'll work out. It does help with your aggression. It does help. I think I still have a little bit of juice left to do something with boxing. And really, what I plan on doing is that if I get my platform big enough, a lot of these big YouTubers I want to challenge. It'll be a more of a structural thing where we're actually working behind the scenes together. But in publicly, I'm challenging them. But we're talking behind scenes. That's probably what YouTube conversation was going to turn into. I'm 37. I want to try to start that process at least by 40. And Tyrone Magnus, quite a few big jaw. Probably knock my lights out, but I definitely want to start challenging, and we could bring, if Jake Paul could do it, a white boy, right? Y'all keep allowing these. Y'all big on black people, but y'all don't support. Y'all don't support black people. Y'all be trashing these. Y'all. All right.
You about to hit that soapbox?
No, man, it's sad that the people
Yeah.
who support the most about black this, black that, and then you be checking their wives and they be marrying white women. It's like, but like you're so big on black this and black power and black, but you're not even married. You won't marry a black person. You won't support a black person. You're talking about a black person's wife. I don't like. And you're talking about we're black. You're really strong. I like to help black people, and I like to help out the community. But then you're talking about black, bro. I don't get it. You're not even talking about black people in general. You're talking about particularly a black person. Sad.
No, I definitely get you with that, man. And each one, we are, like you said, being pro-black, but you've been I don't know if this is from your pro-blackness or your pro-manhood,
I'm
but
not pro-black, but yeah.
you do, but I know you say you're not. You say you're not, but you wouldn't feel the way about that last comment if you didn't want black people to do better. All that passion in that last statement was from a place of wanting to see black people better. So to me, wanting black better is a version of pro-black. But I know the phrase pro-black means something specific, and you're not that. But again, you do want better for blackness. But you've mentioned that you make time to mentor. We talked a little bit about it earlier. How did this become a personal pursuit of yours?
I would think I was forced into it from my mom. She used to force me into church at that time, long time ago. Forcing me into it. And yeah, man. Put the question back up, please, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah.
How the personal pursuit of mine? I think as I'm dealing with the youth, it just became a non-ending cycle. It's the supply of it. I think that we need a Batman. A rural Batman. A lot of these parents, I believe we need to hold the parents accountable because a lot of this stuff that's happening is due to the parents. A lot of these single mothers are turning a blind eye, acting like they don't know what their child is doing. My child, you heard, my child was so innocent, but your child killed 4 people. But what happened all before that? You was allowing him to go out 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. He's coming home 2 a.m. He's not even able to wake up for school the next morning, and you're allowing that stuff. So, I think what it is just I think I can help a few out of 100. I think I can really help. I've helped a few people that they're in college and they're doing what they gotta do, and they may mess up every now and then, but I think they could be 20 times better than what I am. And I think it's worth it.
I definitely agree with you there, man. There is some accountability we need to get to. I know that word is overused in this space, but
oh boy.
I mean, within the family structure, I mean, not across the YouTube space, but within the family structure, we need better accountability, or we need better constraints, to keep stuff from going off the rails, man. But you've also spoken of adopting your nephew multiple times. Without getting into the particulars of your relationship or reasons, can you tell us what the adoption process looks like?
The adoption process looks like gotta be careful because they could use this in court when the parents try to take me to court. No matter what, the parents always has rights. If the parents are alive, it doesn't matter, bro. They can always fight for you, especially if they live in the same state. It's They look at me like I'm weird because I want him to have a better life because I'm single, or according to them, I'm single. According to them, even though I am legally by state married, they still look at me like I'm not. I don't know why, right? And they look at me like, because I don't have any biological children myself, why do I want a little boy?
Mhm.
And it's like, how can you associate pedophilia with me wanting to adopt my nephew because he's been physically abused? And so I think it's I believe they felt I felt like they treated me like I'm the enemy, and I think the woman gets a little bit too much rights. We've been going to, she hasn't showed up to court for 2 years, and the judge allowed that for 2 years. She hasn't been showing up to court dates for 2 years, but she could show up at any time before I adopt him officially and take her child at any time. I think it was grueling. It was grueling. If the parents are still involved, you may need to rethink it.
Definitely, man. So we are going to shift, man. Shift. Well, no, it's going to be a shift, but I'm gonna ask these questions in a different order. What's the greatest investment you've made into yourself, AR? What is the greatest investment you've made into yourself?
Greatest investment I invested in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it would have to be the time devoted to martial arts. I don't regret. That's a lot of time I spent. I believe so. I believe under the wrong person teaching me, right? When it came for me to be supported, um, I didn't get that same support. But I would say it would have to be martial arts. I get to learn how to control myself regardless of the situation. I don't think I would be able to adopt my nephew. I probably would have, killed someone over the abuse that was being done to him. So I think I developed a self. Believe it or not, AR has self discipline.
Nah, definitely, man. But the same question, but to another person. What's the greatest investment you made into another person?
Into another person, I think. I think adopted my nephew, man. I think
Yeah,
that's what that matters the most to me. It would have to. I messed up a lot in my life, but I think me taking the time. I think it's going to pay off.
I'm sure it is, man. I promise you that taking care of a young person that's not your own, man.
It's people don't understand. It's extremely rough. It's very rough, especially when you're not in the mind state to have children.
Mm-hmm.
I had to continuously to prove that I'm mentally stable, even though I know that I probably anyway. Yeah,
I already know what you're saying, man. I understand that one.
yeah, man.
But we're gonna shift the tone just a little bit on this next question, man. Tell the people what happens on a first and a third date.
Okay, so we call it proximity dating. Is that how you call it? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm a proximity dater, right? I don't date random people. I don't go online and meet them, and I don't do any of that stuff, right? I want to give a little bit of details because I know y'all be judging me,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And truth is this: I want truth to, I want us to be cool. I believe since we know each other to some degree, right? The first date, I need to see, um, I need to see whether you have any diseases in case we fuck in the same day. Most likely, we probably will. Hope maybe not. I need to see some sort of, and I explain why. You remember why, right? Okay.
Yep.
I need to see whether you have some diseases or not, and we're adults. We're gonna be fucking, right? First date is devoted to her. After you get the paperwork out the way, devoted to her. Take her out, have a good time, wine and dine. Second date, wine and dine. Third date, wine and dine until the end of the third date is probably going to be at my house, right? And I'm gonna ask my brother for the Netflix username password because I ain't paying my fucking bill. And we fucking. The reason why is because in the past I've went on several dates when it's like
Oh man.
I became like a friend. After the fifth date, I became a friend. And you know what? She don't even acknowledge me as interested in her. No matter what women say, that oh my god, that's disgusting. If you get past the third date, man, she's starting to look at you like you're her friend, and eventually she gonna hit you with, This guy asked me out. What do you think I should do? And you're like, I spent all this fucking money. Whoa. And then you start to realize you're not even on a date anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you need to, because I believe the first date, second date, third date, it's not even about, the money aspect. Because I think expensive dates lead to non-intellectual conversations. If you can listen, fellas, you can go to KFC, get your chicken, go to Amazon, get the little $12 basket, put that shit in there. Y'all can have a great time inside of a. There's so many different, especially in New York City. There's so many different parks where there's no niggers. There's no niggers there. There's not. You won't find no music. You won't smell no weed. None of that stuff. You won't have to worry about getting robbed. It's a nice parks. You can sit down there and no one's bothering you. Y'all gonna have a really good time, and she'll appreciate that. And stuff like that you set up, and I think that you gave her all that, right? Now we're talking about you as a man that's supposed to be there. If you marry her, you'll be taking on all the bills, you'll be taking all the responsibility, you'll be taking on all this stuff. So when do we establish we're officially dating? When we fuck.
I'm mad you muted on that one. Like a little mic drop, man. That was that was dirty. But let's keep going into your philosophy, man. The AR philosophy, man. What is the 7 o'clock rule, and what happens when it's been violated? What happens after 7 o'clock, AR?
If it's a female, like my wife knows. Your friends can't be on here past 7 because we fucking. Even my female friends, when I was single, was like, hey, listen, hey, listen, it's around 6 o'clock. What are we doing here? Oh, we're just gonna chill out. I have a 7 o'clock rule, but you're off tomorrow. Yeah, I know, but if I'm not getting those cheeks after 7, you gotta go.
Boundaries, man.
You know what? I've never had this Me Too movement go against me, even when I was in the running rapid, right? I've never had, because I always set the rule like from the beginning. Listen, you want to go on a date? Okay, we'll go on a date, but you need these papers. But why do I need these papers? Because we're gonna be fucking. Damn, already? I didn't even really get to know you yet. Okay, we got this really confused. I don't know. I'm not your friend. I'm here to fuck. So,
all right.
7 o'clock, she gotta get banged out. Unless she's now, I don't do related shit. She related, she could stay, But yeah.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I would hope we would have
and
to
if
say
it's
that.
a guy friend, he could stay too.
I would hope.
We don't get into that shit. Yeah.
I would hope we didn't have to say that, but I guess maybe we do.
Yeah.
When you aren't working in any capacity, all of your various functions, what kind of activities do you enjoy?
None. I love working.
Okay. Yeah, that's the. I'm about to use one of your jokes. That's pretty strange to hear from a black man.
Yeah, I heard that from him, not me, right?
It's the you just got inside my head, man. I've been infected. infected.
No, I love working. I think the only activity I love is see my nephew and nieces. Just them not being them just looking at them having a healthy lifestyle that I didn't get a chance to experience.
Man, that's the best. I promise you, man. Seeing my nephew flourish, man, it's one of the best feelings I've ever had.
I don't know. It's just something that makes me, yeah, man. And when I see this crime and stuff like that, I'm afraid that when he gets older, I don't want to see him hurt. So, yeah.
Well, since you don't have a lot of hobbies, you just have a lot of workies. This question may not be relevant. What are your favorite television shows or movies? And if you don't watch television or movies, what's your favorite YouTube stuff to watch or something?
Well, no, as far as I love the Office. Man, I love the Office. I think because I've always worked in an office, so to see something really. Have you seen the Office?
Yes,
it's really goofy. Yeah, it would definitely have to be the Office. There's quite a few. There's quite a few TV shows, but Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, anime, and I think that's pretty much this. Matrix 2 is one of my favorite all-time movies. I've never seen a movie like that before in my life. To this day, Matrix, I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Do you know what about it caught the, what was the appeal for that specific one in the series? Because Matrix 1 was typically.
Yeah, it was cool too, but but I think the albino twins. I mean yeah, they
Yeah,
was
that
they
was
was the pioneer. They was ahead of their time, way ahead of their time with that highway scene.
yeah, that was neat. Yeah, that was
Yeah, that
cool.
was crazy.
Now we are definitely going to switch really quickly to another question or topic or theme, I guess you want to say. So we played a lot of Trump stuff. We played the Trump stuff for you. I tried to celebrate you in this interview with the Trump stuff. So hopefully you
Appreciate you.
appreciated that.
I definitely do.
But you hold strong conservative positions about some things. Again, not necessarily politically, but again, your value set. Have you always had those leanings, or did you come to those over time?
I think when we had our first nigger in the White House, I think that's what
Jesus.
kind of leaned me towards no. But I think when
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
um okay, I've seen the second airplane hit 9/11, and I lost my aunt. Right, I was in high school. I was on the top floor of George Westinghouse, as a high school I went to in Brooklyn, and the first plane hit. We were just like rumbling, like what was that? And we looked back, and I've seen with my own eyes the second plane hit. And when the second plane hit, that's what kind of got me into the whole political thing and so forth like that. But as you start to learn, as stuff starts to progress, and you start to, I believe when Trump got in office, we really opened up a lot of things where um, Obama's first maybe like 2.5 years of him being president is exactly the format that Donald Trump follows.
Mm.
Even till this day, Donald Trump is obsessed with Obama because he people don't realize George Bush was first to put up the wall. Obama continued building the wall. Obama deported most of way more than Donald Trump as far as the illegal immigrants. So Donald Trump is following Obama's footsteps as far as his first 2.5 years of his policies before he devoted a lot of that to homosexuality and so forth like that. So I think when Donald Trump got in is when everyone kind of got really aligned with that.
Mm. Okay. Now, do you think Black people at large would benefit by adopting conservative politics and values?
Um, I believe so, but I'm trying to think specifically. I think so. I think what we need to do mainly is Black people should not be smoking weed. We should not be doing what's it called when you with multiple we're
Polygamy
not
or polyamory?
we're not in the position for that because we're not even taking care of our own one wife. Smoking marijuana, we don't deserve that at this time. We're so far behind as Black people. We need to be extremely focused. So I believe the man and woman being together and moving as a unit with that unit household, as far as conservative values, get off of Instagram. Get off of Instagram. Like I always say at the time, if your wife is half naked on YouTube, on Instagram, I probably fucked her. Think of that. Every time you look at me, you think of your wife, think of me fucking her. There's no way you're a real man and you have your wife half naked on Instagram and you feel cool. Even if she works out in the gym and she's wearing her little skimpy stuff. Listen, man, everyone fucking that shit. So covering up a lot more. I think this whole thing, I believe Black people need conservatism. I believe not conservative, right? Not the political, not the Republican. I believe so, but forget the parties, right? But just being more conservative with your family. And I think
The
that will help a lot.
values.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Values.
I really do.
All right. Well, this is again another eyeball question I wanted to throw in there. What flavor Kool-Aid do you keep in the jug?
Man, we red.
I can't stand you. Can't stand
Well, actually, you don't know the flavors, right? We say red, the color. We say the color.
Red, blue, purple. I can't stand you, man. Now, what is a non-traditional belief or conspiracy theory that you actually believe is true, but you don't share it often, but you're willing to tell us today?
Can you give me an example?
Like maybe you believe that there are actually aliens walking the earth, like or they're just wearing human skin. Like maybe you believe some of these people are just I mean, there's something oddball. And again, we consider it oddball, but you're like, man, that's really true. But
I honestly believe, I don't believe there's no aliens. I don't think there's no life outside of the planet Earth. I believe that God is devoting a lot of his time to us and we're fucking up. I believe he's devoting a lot of time and attention. The spotlight is on us. And when he's done with us, there's going to be all that space is going to continue to go on for something else. Maybe the moon will turn to something else. Maybe, but as of right now, this is our time. It was a dinosaur's time. It's our time. I believe a lot of the government are pedophiles. A lot of the government officials are pedophiles, I believe. And so we're starting to see a little bit. They're trying to lower the age of consent, and so I believe so.
So you believe in the Pizzagate stuff and the cabal?
I don't want to go too far with all that,
Okay.
I go into details, but I think that, yeah.
All right. Well, shifting again. If you could tell something to your 15-year-old self and again to your 25-year-old self, what would you tell those two versions?
My 15-year-old self, do it.
And he would know what that meant?
Whatever it is you're doing, I would say stop procrastinating and just do it. Stop, even if it's fucking wrong. It does. Listen, because when I was 15 years old, before Punk, the show Punk?
Yep.
I was trying to organize my friends to come together and we were going to record and I was going to slap somebody and run. We was going to do stuff like that. But I couldn't find people to get together. I was going to run in the store, steal some sneakers and run and hopefully someone would chase me. And the camera person behind it would chase me. But, I'm a little bit acrobatic, so I would hop over cars and shit like that and hopefully have them chase me.
Man, that would have been something to see. A black version of Punk. A black version of Punk would have been something.
But I was thinking about this when I was 15 years old.
Man, that would have been beautiful.
And at this time, bro, it would have, so. But my 25-year-old self, I would have told myself, you're right. You're right. I would have told myself, listen, you're absolutely right. Move forward. Because at 23, I lost my fiance. So 25, I was still with her. I would say, continue to be single and move forward.
Okay. So at 15, you would have called yourself to action. Do it.
Yeah.
At 25, you would have just affirmed yourself, like, you know what to do. Let's just.
Yeah. Okay. Procrastination kind of killed me a lot because seeking outside validation, seeking people to support me, is still what I struggle from today, right?
Yeah, I hear that thing from earlier. Yeah. Okay. Definitely. If you could talk to yourself in 10 years and 20 years in the future, what's one question you would want to know from them? You in 10 years and you in a 10 more years past that. What questions would you want answered? What would you want to know?
10 years from now, 47. I will say I'm going to answer 10-year-old one, but my 20-year-old future self, did I amend my relationship with my mom? Me and my mom have a relationship, but I'm born January 5th. She's born January 6th. No, I'm sorry. She's born January 5th. I'm born January 6th. We're both left-handed. So we're too much similar. And she's whatever is here comes here. Worse than me. So we're too much similar, but I believe that I just want to know, did we amend the relationship? And if my 20-year-old tell me no, what can I do what exactly can I do to enjoy 5 years of my mom relationship? 10 years from now, what can I do today that would improve my nephew's life?
What? Could you repeat that one more time?
My 10 years from now self, what exactly can I do to improve the relationship with my nephew?
Okay. You would get perspective on the relationship with your nephew.
I'm never about myself. Everything I can do. Yeah.
I got you. Definitely. Man. So when Simon told you to click your toes, mate. Did you have any idea at the time what that meant?
I think it meant shut the fuck up, y'all. In the most polite or profound way.
Respectfully.
I think it respectfully, mate. Respectful.
Bruv.
I think you just tell me just to chill out, relax.
Yeah.
But Simon, I don't do that, man. You tell me to chill,
Amp up.
Yeah,
The
man.
opposite effect, bizarro world. As a brand new YouTuber myself, what is a piece of advice you could give that you wish you had been given?
Listen, man, I believe that as a new YouTuber, as a brand new YouTuber, what piece of advice you can give? Um, I would say don't be so quick to do live streams. Fall back a little bit. Do I will say do maybe once or twice a week until you um these are permanent forever, right?
Mm.
These images are forever. So every time I say the N word, just keep in mind you may be trying to get a job one day. You may be trying to run political. This shit's gonna be brought back. It doesn't matter if it's deleted. Doesn't matter, man. So I would say be very strategic. Understand this is entertainment. This is not your personal space. You're here for entertainment. So you can entertain intellectually or not. So sometimes you may have to do a little bit less streaming to plan out a little bit well. But I would say, but in your particular case, I would say you're on the right path. I would say continue.
So I'm the 20-year-old version. Like, you're right. Just keep
Yeah,
doing what
man.
you're
I
doing.
really, I really believe that because I as you know, I study human behavior, but I definitely do study people and I study other YouTube channels. I'm pretty sure you do too. They don't ask intellectual questions. Come on, Arshawn. Without going into details, it's a large platform, and or they ask great questions, but they don't understand the interviewee. So
Yeah.
you're not able to ask questions going to pull out that answer that you need. Because all my questions to dictate, even if we don't have the same beliefs, I have a narrative I'm trying to paint, and you're going to answer the way. So I think that you able to pick people brain exacting, and that's why a lot of ladies like you, and they think I'm the bastard. Shout out to
Yeah. If
Alonzo
they only
Hall.
knew, man. If they only knew.
Pull up
Yeah.
his comment, Alonzo Hall, the All Star. Alonzo Hall, yeah, that's my guy, man. We worked together quite some time ago. That's my dude. Shout out
Okay.
to
Well,
him.
yeah. Shout out to Alonzo Hall in the
I didn't know
building,
he
man.
has a YouTube channel. Alonzo, you have a YouTube channel, or is that his
Let me
is that
find
his
out.
YouTube channel? Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go to my tab. Yo. Let's see. Yeah, he's got over 500 subscribers. Yeah, so he's legit. So he's got a.
Okay, that's his YouTube channel. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check him out. Check him out.
I will post. Give me a second. I'm gonna drop his channel in the chat so we can find it later.
Yeah, man.
I was trying to.
Very intellectual. That's another guy that's very intellectual. Like you're very intellectual. Alonzo Hall is one of those guys that just has so much fucking information. It's like weird. Like there's only a certain amount of hours in a day. How the fuck did you read and learn all this shit? He's definitely one of those dudes.
Got you.
Highly recommend people go to the channel, and it's probably gonna be speaking a lot bit on the financial aspect.
That's what I did. All right, cool. Coming in a second. I did a dumb move, bonehead move. All right, cool.
And I'm pretty sure he knows a little bit more about me on the intellectual side that I don't display on here.
Yeah, yeah, man. But you do, man. But again, people have to pay attention. Like you'll trigger somebody, and they'll get in their feels, and they're not listening to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's what typically happens with you. And sometimes I think it's intentional so that they'll gloss over what the message. You want them to gloss over the message because it actually proves the point that you're like. It's like you got a petty preface. I'm gonna trigger you so that you miss the message, so that you fall into the trap. Like it's like a little thing, a little game you play.
I think Alonzo Hall will probably be, if he watches my YouTube channel, he'll be a little surprised on why you're not speaking on the financial aspect. Because my field is financial, do with the financial. AR, how are you juggling two separate channels? I'm not, man. I'm not. I took a break from that. I did a lot of content with that I haven't uploaded yet. Some people ask me, "Hey, where my interview job?" Like, dude, that was last year. You gotta wait. I be holding, and part of the reason why I hold on to a lot of interviews with people because I feel like I don't know when I'm going to be able to work with them again. So I don't even drop
Mm.
your interview till I get like a third one from you.
Wow, you trying to build up an archive.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
I don't know when you're gonna pass away, man. I gotta have something in the archive, you know.
Hey, the Biggie tapes, the lost tapes. So dirty. But yeah, hey man. So you said you gave me some advice, like as a new YouTuber, what to do. But what should I avoid, like at all costs?
Letting people in your circle you haven't vetted. You can't vet someone. I would say
Mm,
give them a 6 month. Listen, give them a 6 month time period to vet them before you allow them in your inner as a guest, but inner circle.
gotcha. Nah, that's a good advice. I mean, I've already seen some of those mistakes. So definitely, man,
I could avoid a lot. Yep.
you repeatedly tell me to be grateful for the journey. Tell me about the things you are grateful for in your multifaceted career.
Man, like, forget a career, man. I'm very grateful that I'm able to walk. God has allowed me to my mom is safe, man. Like people don't have no idea. I'm so grateful that I don't have to turn on the news and find out something happened to my mom, and then I gotta probably brutalize your fucking whole family. I'm very grateful that I'm not put in any of these positions where my nephew's hurt. So, I think that's what it is, man. I think that I'm grateful that I'm able to absorb a lot of information in a short period of time. God has given me that ability to be able to do that, I believe.
Man, I like that. Definitely. All right, cool. But this last question, man, this is formulated just for you. This is just for you, sir. And we will end here. Or we'll go through the chat. If you have the time, we'll go through the chat,
Yeah.
answer some of their questions, and just point out a few people. But why do Negroes love watermelon and fried chicken so much?
Oh man, these niggas, man, well, watermelon is a form of Viagra, right? So that's part of no, but seriously, that's part of the reason why y'all have all these children. If you want to get a larger dick size, watermelon does help with that. But I think it's just part of being in the projects. Fried chicken was embedded by poor behavior because fried chicken tastes good to any skin color. The issue is that the parenting. White parents don't feed that shit to the. What about the Asians? Asians, they don't. You see them in the Chinese store. They don't eat that shit. You see them with the white rice, right?
Right. Yeah, man. So
I think it's
definitely.
poor parenting. I don't think it has nothing to do with black people. I think it's just bad parenting.
Okay. I got you, man. I got you. I had to ask you that last little silly question, but of course you turned it serious again. So you showed the intellectual side a little. You slip it in there, man.
Listen, because I'm not. Listen, I'm not. Like I'm only 2% Negro, so my intelligence increased.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you. But yeah, I want to acknowledge the people in the chat. First is the main mod, Inya. Thank you so much for being here and throwing up the disclaimers and everything. Big Rick Slaps. Yeah, definitely gave a salute to the panel and chat, man. Appreciate you, bro. We had our boy True. Whoa. At least we ain't getting no. The fuck? He be throwing them TFs down there. You're muted. Or am I muted?
I said, "Truth, I'm keeping your wife's name out my mouth because I don't want to get slapped." That's right.
Yeah, so Enya said congrats on the 62. Can we get this? I think she said 65. I must have been another comment. But yeah, thank you. We got to the 62. Yeah, we're gonna keep building, man. Definitely appreciate you. We had Don Harden coming from overseas. Greetings to you as well. Thank you so much. Our bruh, Simsima. Shout out to AR Rico and Rashawn watching from the big screen today, man. Appreciate you.
Fuck Rico. Rico ain't shit. You know my live stream told me I look like some fat bastard. Listen,
Hey, he was killing you in the chat. He was killing you in the chat, man. I was rolling. The moderators were trying to tell him to calm down, but I was rolling. Yeah, so and yeah, I did point out that you have a voice and desire to help the youth. The youth needs help. Maybe you can add that to your channel. The youth is the future.
It's gotta, you gotta be a little careful dealing with underage people in general. If you're gonna add that aspect to your channel, that's where your channel needs to be devoted to, and you need to have other adults that are licensed and that has that capacity to deal with that. so you're not accused of any Me Too movement. So they lie. You lie a lot, man.
Liability. I hear you. We had Quantum Love Metaphysician. Thank you, young lady. Got Leo Gang in the building. Knowledge and
Hello,
relationships.
hello, hello.
Arshawn, AR, definitely. Boom. We had M Mills come over for the first time. I know she was over in the Twitch gang, so she probably came over during the raid. She said, "Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here."
Hopefully she's a subscriber.
Hopefully she is a new subscriber. We had Yella who led the raid. Woo!
Yella ain't shit. Move on.
Kawaii Bree. Woo! K Simmer with the raid.
Can you go back to Can you go back?
I dropped it off.
Don't worry. But about her, she has an anime channel, and I think that's fucking unique.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, I think Jay can kind of implement that with his. Like, if you're gonna do the anime, like she puts the wigs on and stuff like that. I hope you have to go. If you're gonna do anime, you can't half-ass it. You gotta go full anime, and I think that's really cool that she's a black person. She's doing that, and it looks like it's cool. She has an awesome channel.
She has a really awesome channel. I'm actually learning a lot because she talks about the different types of cultures and informs as well as entertains. She's part of a kawaii culture, which again, I can't remember exactly where that stems from, but I think it's like, I don't remember how to pronounce like Harajuku girls or something like that. There's something, but she calls herself an alt girl. So, I mean, it's just a nice little departure from everybody needing to be boxed into this one form of blackness. So I really appreciate her and her other friends and contributors. I think it's Shy Girl Cutie. I think is another young lady. So I mean, they have really interesting content.
What I'm interested in is like, if she could do a breakdown, do some interview with some of the artists pay. I'm interested into the the financial aspect. These people make money. We're talking about anime. Animators make money, and there's so many different positions that animators do. I like her to do the breakdown of the sound effects, how much they make. I think it's cool.
Yeah, and also, she also has a website. I think it's Kawaii for the Culture. It's like spelled like Hawaii, but with a K on it. Kawaii for the Culture. So go and check out. She's got merch, dope designs, backstory, all that stuff. Real quick, I saw a question. Do you see what happens when Will Smith slaps somebody light-skinned brothers coming out of woodworks? Okay.
Listen, man, we gotta put we gotta put these hard-looking brothers in their place, man.
You tripping? We had Knowledge and Relationships, the CEO of the K&R Army. Knowledge and Relationships is in the building.
What's up, man?
Had another Twitch game, KIFTEHL or Kiftel. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Yeah. Appreciate you.
What's up?
Yeah. Brianna E, also known as Kawaii Bree. She was
2024. Yes,
Trump,
I think she's part of the team.
Yeah, that was during the Trump time. That was during the Trump.
Okay.
Nova Rain, the AR Stratusbyrde bump. Yes, got a bump.
That's right. Hopefully you subscribe to this channel. Yeah,
and honestly, man, Nova Rain is in the Discord for Yella, man. He has some of the most hilarious memes and gifs that he drops, man. Especially during the slap. Oh, the slap. Women don't show up to say. And this talking to Darren when you were talking about the people not supporting. She said women don't show up the same generally. She's noticed the same thing.
No, but women will show up if you're bashing them, like Kevin Samuels. If I sit there and once I'm bashing and I'm and I point out their flaws and stuff like that, women will come over and they'll hit the like and subscribe. But they'll come on and fight me, but they'll definitely come on the streams with me every given time.
Yeah, she definitely did have another message that said that. She's like, they'll come for the drama. So again, she did mention the same thing, and she said the dudes be riding for their platforms and content creators they support.
It's kind of weird. We're in a space where, we have some platforms saying that black men, literally saying black men ain't shit. Truth know what I'm talking about. Black men ain't shit. Yeah. White men are better, and black men are supporting that. Weirdest shit I ever heard.
Real talk with Mimsy Limbs in the building. Hey, y'all. So, she says, bada bing, that like button. Definitely, Mimsy, man. Go over to her channel, get those Silencio hoods. Block that. I think it's EMF radiation or something. Chef was driving. He definitely gave us a couple shout outs, man. He said he kept the drive fun for him. So definitely appreciate you, Chef. And check out his channel, y'all, because he's also got some dope stuff popping off. Some Maison Chopino. He's got some attire, some gear popping off, man. Some sneaks. Yeah. Hey, AR Rashawn, my light-skinned big guy. Salute. I'm trying to invest. So truth,
right, man.
Mr. Rucker, Mr. Prenup, and I don't even think he dropped Prenup in the chat. He might have. I might have missed it, but he said hit that like button. So you know.
Wow, I don't think he did. He was too into the interview. We must have been doing a good job if he didn't drop that prenup, right?
Yeah. And we got
That's
our
another guy we don't give enough credit to, man. I appreciate him devoting his time on Sundays to give us this financial knowledge, you know?
Yeah, but he also is a good like personality. Like when he's talking, like he's interesting. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm just showing up. So just giving you your time is one thing, but it's quality time. Like he's giving you quality conversation. So I appreciate Mr. Rucker for popping through. Prince Nakinto, that's our first Facebook comment that we've got for Critically Drinking ever. So you are the first. Thank you, Prince Nakinto, for following us on Facebook. You are the very first. I wish I had a way to pin it. I'll have to like get a screenshot of it at some point. When I go through and do timestamps, I'll probably take a picture. Like that first dollar they hang in the restaurant. My first Facebook little. My first Facebook. And we had Summer Twitch Gang. Yeah, the UK Office is great if you can bear the cringe. I have not watched the UK Office. And I know you said you watched The Office. Which version?
The American version. The UK is the first one that came out, and they they turned it into something major. Yeah.
And then boom, here we got to Alonzo Hall. Thank you for stopping by. Definitely appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
That was pretty much everybody that popped through in the chat today. I don't believe I missed anybody. Man, I'm just scrolling through real quick, but that was it, man. So what did you think? Is there anything that you feel has been left unsaid? Anything you want to add to the conversation just to throw out there?
Nah, man, I'm not gonna be easy for y'all motherfuckers. I gotta do some digging. Nah, but listen, man, I appreciate you with with a lot. And just be honest with me. I don't agree with most of the shit you say, but I do appreciate the honesty in private. Always keep it private. Don't try to fucking be honest with me in public because I'm gonna say fuck you. But no, I appreciate you coming on here, asking me a lot more intriguing questions because there is a lot about me, especially when it comes to the financial aspect that I don't share. That y'all will have to crack open a little by little, but hopefully I can continue to tribute. And I think it's important for people to understand if you like our Sean's channel and you like the stuff he's been doing, it's only temporary. It's very limited. The time length, if you're not supporting financially, motherfuckers, share with a few people. Take the stream and share it. Tell people to subscribe. But if we don't start seeing we're getting results, then we start moving towards a different crowd of people. Now, when we move towards a different crowd of people, you're gonna start getting different type of content. It's up to y'all.
Yeah, he's definitely speaking for himself there. I don't know if I would gravitate toward a different crowd. Well, see, I was about to lie because I've already been thinking about switching to Twitch. I've already been, not because I wasn't getting support here, but because I kind of like the way their platform is built to create a fun and engaging environment. Like they had the Twitch raid earlier that popped up over here. Like that's something I've been trying to get us to do on YouTube. At the end of my streams, I'm like, let's go over and support this person, and I'll drop their link, and I try to everybody go over and say something, and nobody does it. But part of Twitch culture, they foster that. That's a part that's built in. They'll go, you take your whole group and you initiate the raid, and everybody that's watching you is taken to that other channel. Like it's not that they have a choice. You hit a button, and everybody that's sitting here watching now will be slid over into somebody else's chat. So it only makes sense to go ahead and throw raid in there or say hello or something.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so that platform is built for engagement and group cross promotion. So I love that. And there are other little unlocks and personalization. You can unlock different little badges and emotes for the chat that are specific to the channel. So I really like the way Twitch is set up. So I might migrate more there just to do some other stuff, but I haven't learned the platform yet. There's a lot of bells and whistles that I would need to learn. YouTube is easy. Twitch is probably like the next level up, and there's probably a level past that, but I do want to migrate to that a little bit more and spend more time in that. But again, not to change the audience, but it would, because Twitch has a younger demographic. So, I mean, you're absolutely right. I was getting ready to lie. I got to retract that. So everybody, thank you everyone for joining today's conversation. We do appreciate your time. I honestly do. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Happy Friday. That's from our main mod, Inya. AR, man, I really want to thank you for taking the time to do this. I enjoyed doing it. I mean, this was fun. I enjoy, and there were things I learned. I mean, because even though we have all this time on the panels and back conversations, again, I don't spend time like digging into your positions. So hearing a lot of things today was the first time I heard them. So
I think, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like we have another Trump supporter coming on board. It sounds like we have it, But I do, I want people to start really looking into the policies and start looking at in your state and city was being passed in the Senate, and look at what they're trying to put towards the children. And you get what you voted for. So that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
All right, AR.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and give your shout out your channel and everything before we head out.
Listen, man, don't even do that. Listen, I really believe people need to really just hit the like button, subscribe, and share this stream and tell people to subscribe. 5 people. I think that's very. If you like this interview at any grade, if you support Arshawn, I think you should share it. And if they find any value for it, they'll subscribe.
All right, everybody. Well, with that having been spoken, I appreciate all of you for spending your time with us today. You will see me for sure back here on Monday. I will be here with. I won't even put the show title up because it may change by Monday.
What happens with the baby mamas?
We gotta come. I have to talk to you offline because we gotta come and figure that out. Okay. Because I didn't do it the day I intended to do it, so now I need to figure out exactly when, if I'm going to do it offline and premiere it.
Deep, man. What the funk? I think you gotta, I watched it 2 times and I was like,
yeah. And see, what I may do is do the same thing because he doesn't want to come on live with his connection. So I may do another recorded session, like just include you and a couple other people that might be interested, and then we'll just have it recorded and then premiere it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to trying to do it live and he's cutting in and out. So
What the Funk is another one of those people who he's very supportive to a lot of men. He's very supportive, but his internet is fucking. He is known to have the most what the funk internet. His internet is like, what the funk is this, right?
See, and right now, if What the Funk was here, he would say.
Now you're being condescending. See, you've been warned, all right? Let's move forward amicably.
Yeah, don't be trashing his internet, man. He gonna come for you, man.
He go like this.
You already know.
And he gets stuck. God bless everyone. I appreciate everyone watching. Take care.
Yeah, definitely, guys. See you Monday. And before we go, I want to play this one last time.
We had an African-American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan. Great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what I'm... look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about? we had an African-American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan, great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what I'm... Oh, look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?